All right, everyone, we are joined by two very special guests. We have the Bachelorettes this time around, both Gabby and Rachel. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us. We're excited.
How are you guys feeling? The day is here. The season premieres. Is it nervous energy, excited energy, all the above?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm excited for everyone to finally get to see it, and I think we're ready.
Yeah. Luckily there's been a lot of excitement and a lot of hype around our season. And I think we're feeling that we have been doing lots of interviews these last couple days. So we feel all of the hype too. And I think we're just ready for everyone to finally see it and to get it started.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were very interested in how this was going to pan out. Obviously, when it was
I
first,
still am.
I still am too. That is very true. I think we will feel that way throughout the entire season, and I'm sure you guys felt that way filming it. But when it was announced, it was like, oh, two Bachelorettes, and we have seen this one other time before, but it wasn't throughout the whole season. You know, like back when it was like Caitlin Bristow, it was like they had to decide. It was a whole thing, and we were like, we really hope it's not like this. So thank God you guys both got the opportunity and got to share it together. And we thought it was really cool that you guys had each other to like talk about the guys. And it's like having your best friend there, you know, after you're talking to a guy and you need advice. Like, did you almost feel, not that you would have known otherwise what it was like, but do you feel better that you guys had each other?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time. We always look at each other and we say, how did anyone ever do this alone?
Yeah.
Because it really is like we would have crazy nights and it would be like a pause and we would get a chance to really talk to each other. And it kind of helps you like debrief, which is really, really nice and helpful.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of relying on yourself in this role because you don't get to talk to anyone else. We don't have our phones where you're very much in it. So getting an outsider's perspective and somebody who can relate to you kind of validates your feelings because we've never experienced this before. And I think a lot of times you want to doubt yourself, but having Rachel just made it so much better. And experiences are better when shared.
Right.
You know, the good times, the bad times.
The men.
Yeah.
And you also want, you know, your friends to approve of the guy that you like. So having somebody there to be like, you know what, I think he's a catch. It probably works out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's an element of making it a little bit more of a real life situation because it's so normal for you to go on dates and immediately want to tell your best girlfriends how the date went and what went down. So to watch you guys actually be able to do that is great. And Rhea and I watched the first episode, and when everybody listens to this, they'll have seen the first episode. So don't worry about saying anything. And when this comes out, everyone will everyone will have seen the first episode. And we watched together, and we did have that moment when you guys kind of gathered after in the middle of the first night, and you're like, who have you talked to? What did you think? Like, and you could tell you were both so excited to share what was happening, which is really great. I looked at Rhea and was like, this might actually be a good idea.
Yeah, I think so. And I think a lot of people were obviously nervous, you know, going more, I mean, you guys being the most nervous, but people watching because they were rooting for you two so hard, and they were like, well, we don't want them to be pinned against each other. We don't want, you know, a guy to break up this great friendship that you guys have. What helped you guys throughout the season to make sure something like that didn't happen?
Yeah, I think just like you kind of said, that is a big fear everyone's having is we don't want the girls to be pitted against each other, but it was really in our control. I mean, it is a choice. So we just, I think, value and respect each other so much and value our friendship above all. I mean, this is the most important relationship. We know the guys for 5 seconds. Of course, I'm always going to put my best friend first. So I think having that, it was almost unsaid. It was never an issue. We just kind of went about, you know, supporting each other first and everything else second. And we always say, it's, you know, a guy who would pin us against each other wouldn't be worth it in the end anyway. So it really was, it kind of worked itself out.
Totally.
So we were laughing because obviously during the limo entrances, you have a gut feeling, you do attraction at first sight, and there was sometimes where one of you would be like, "That's my type," or "He's my type," and we were like, "Is that them calling dibs? Like, is that hey? By the way,
That's so funny.
He's my type." So
it was like because there was guys that would come out and we would both be like, "Oh my gosh, so cute." But I think with us saying our type, it was like exciting because then I would like go throughout the night and I'd like, has she talked to him? Yeah, has she talked to him? And just excited for her to have that conversation. So it really just helped us out. And I mean, I don't even know if it was dibs. It was kind of just us talking. We say everything that comes out of our mouth.
Honestly. Right. And it wasn't, I don't think it was dibs. And that's what we say too. It's like you have these 30-something guys. Obviously, they're attractive. They're coming on The Bachelorette. So we would think the same guys are attractive and just, I think, really just saying what's on our mind. Like, oh, that's what I would normally go for.
Right.
Because it's really just first impressions coming out of the limo. We don't know anything yet.
Did either of you have any absolute, like, limo entrances that you knew immediately gave you the ick? Like, you were like, nope, not gonna work.
All of them, boys give me the ick. Let's be real.
I think we both know like how scary it is to get out of the limo, and even just for us to watch it back, just seeing how nervous they were and we didn't realize it at the time. I think, you know, the entrances can be corny and cheesy, but we know that they're really going out of their comfort zone. So we all just try to like have fun with it.
Yeah, we saw in the first episode that there were 3 guys that didn't even make it through to the canceled rose ceremony. We were like, all right, so they definitely weren't interested in them. Like, I feel like you were just like, these, you know, the twins, not going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we just are really big on when we know something, we want the guys to know as well. And we don't really ever want to string anyone along. And I think those were the only 2, or I guess 3 conversations we had where we knew for sure that we didn't really feel that connection. And so that was kind of just, you know, for the benefit of everyone to not string them along.
Yeah, for sure.
We saw that you guys made that decision to keep all those guys because you didn't get to talk to everyone because there were so many guys the first night. What was that process like for you? Because we didn't really quite see the actual decision being made to cancel the rose ceremony. Like, what did you guys say to each other?
I'm pretty sure you came to me first.
Yeah, I think it was getting late in the night. We've been through it before. We always say time is truly of an essence. Even you saw the sun was coming up and just having gone through it before, like Rachel said, we just kind of have to be quick with decisions because it makes such a difference later. So after realizing we hadn't talked to many of the guys, you know, we kind of just talked about how can we do this differently to make it most beneficial for us and for the men.
What's your guys' plan for watching the show? Like, are you guys going to watch together? Are you going to live tweet? Because I think that every lead has a different approach each season. Some are like fully live tweeting, getting in the mix, interacting with people. And then I think others are just like silent until the end.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't really discussed it. We're definitely going to be watching this episode together tonight. We are in 2 different time zones, so anytime we're together, we'll hopefully be able to do that.
Yeah. As far as live tweeting, I'm not much of a tweeter.
I don't. Do you have a Twitter?
I think I have like 100 followers.
Oh,
You'll have more than that after tonight.
Yeah, but don't, because you won't get anything good out of me. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But I feel like I'm a little bit more of a hands-off person. I do go on Twitter to creep.
Yeah.
But
I
never
mostly
to
like
participate.
just be wasted watching it, so I don't have to relive it.
Yeah. Right. And then we can't trust ourselves. So
yeah. And you're like, we got to lock the Twitter app so you don't go on. You're just watching.
Yeah. Actually.
And how about your families? How do they feel about the whole experience?
They're so excited. I mean, I think the main thing with my family, they were really happy I had Gabby with me because it is hard for our families to be apart from us, and knowing that we had someone there to like trust and rely on, I think they were like really happy that we had each other.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, there was one, I believe, Avon, right?
Yes.
He came, his limo entrance, he did mention Gabby, her grandpa, and Big Tony. And it was just a good moment to remember, because I think it's a nice transition of seeing how Clayton's season ended, and the last thing you remember is all the drama, and then it's a nice way of like a reminder of, oh my God, remember both of their families? They were so great. Remember, before all that shit happened.
Yeah, when Avon came out, I turned to her and I said, "Well, how does he know their families?" Like, I was like, at first I was like, why is he saying that? That's so weird. And then I was like, wait a second, we do know their families. Yeah. They were stars of the show.
Yeah, they were John's an icon.
Yeah, like they were standouts of the season.
Yeah, they main characters.
Yeah.
Now, both of you guys seemed pretty confident in your first impression roses. Was that a tough decision for you guys, or did it, like, when you knew, it just came naturally?
Oh my gosh, it was a hard decision. I feel like there were so many amazing conversations that really just shocked me and surprised me. And everyone really was just going out of their way to make us feel good. So it definitely was like, you know, you had really standout conversations, and it was a tough decision for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't have much to do.
I know, it's, you guys are cracking me up because Rachel.
I'm like, yeah, I think I do. Like, of course it is a hard decision, naturally, especially just the idea of giving out the first rose is such an honor, and like, who knows what happens after that. With the person who receives it, kind of where your headspace is at. But at least for me, I feel like the conversation was just really well guided and like, I hate to say it, but intentional. So it did seem like kind of the right choice.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's not right or wrong.
I don't know. No, I agree. You guys had, right out of the limo. I remember even there was just so much energy, and it really matched where you were at too.
Yeah, we would both kind of go back to the same guys the first night. Like, oh gosh, he really stuck out, you know. So,
and he definitely did.
Yeah.
What was, since you mentioned the word intentional, Rhea and I were both
triggered.
We were both like, huh? Quincy, he said, I'm very intentional. I haven't had sex in a year and a half. And we were just like, all right, thanks for sharing.
Why would he say that? Like, we were just very confused. We were like, well, that's the first thing you say? Why would they even really care? Like, you've had sex before. Like, it wasn't like he was like, I'm a virgin.
Right.
What was going through your mind?
Did you know how this season ended? At least for me, I'm like, does he know who he's talking to? like she's like, that makes one of us. Yeah. And all going through my mind, that's all I could think about. And I didn't want to, say it to him, but that's what all the drama was surrounding. So it's kind of an interesting bit of information
to lead with.
Yeah.
But we didn't forget it.
It was very funny. I want to take you guys back to, when it was announced that you guys were both going to be the Bachelorette. And at that time, did you have any details of what your roles were going to be and how the show was going to be structured? And when did you actually get that information of like, okay, this is how it's going to play out? Or did that happen in real time?
Yeah, no one knew. I mean, it's never been done before. We were all learning at the same exact time, and we were making decisions on it. So it almost felt like we were creating it, as well as like just all having this learning experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, no one knew what was going on, including us. Nobody involved. So it was a lot of real-time decision, but I think it gave Rachel and I a lot of flexibility throughout. So,
yeah, I think that's very cool because you guys almost got to play like a producer role as well in terms of like creating a different kind of show. I mean, when we first started watching this episode, I was like, it feels like we're watching a totally different show than what we're used to. After doing this season now, do you think that it's something they'll do going forward?
I don't know. I think it's really interesting. I think it could definitely work, but if they ever move forward, it's going to have to be with leads that are really, really close, because you have to have that open communication. Right. And so it would have to be with two leads that are as close as we are, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because I feel like it's probably easy if you're not, you guys had that strong foundation in friendship and you were honest with each other, but if you just threw two people that weren't friends together, I think it's a recipe of like, they're definitely going to fight at some point because they don't really have any friendship to rely on or look back on and be like, you know what, I don't want to risk this.
Or loyalty. Like if you're not really friends with someone, you have no loyalty to them to not be like, I'm gonna talk to that guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
It would be, I think, a completely different feel and show than what Rachel and I had.
Right. I do hope that they do it with
the guys. Yeah.
Because so far this concept has only really been with women, so it'd be interesting to see what it would happen with the guys. But so night one, it's funny because I guess I have so many questions because we really try and stay spoiler free. I know spoilers exist and people like to see them, and sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. We really try and stay totally out of it. But night one, did you guys have any idea like what the future was going to be for how you were going to pick men or talk to the guys?
We had no idea. We didn't know if we were even giving out 2 first impression roses. Like we didn't even know at all what was going to happen. So it was really just kind of figuring it out and hoping that it just works out and things just fell into place.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in the first night. There's a ton of energy, just this really exciting feeling that there's so much going on. You can't really think that many steps ahead. You just have to tackle what's in front of you. So I think by the time we got to the end of that night, we were like, holy shit, now what?
Yeah.
And you'll see that a lot, I think, throughout the season.
Us literally saying, now what? Like,
where do we go from here?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a first for a lot of people, you guys and then the viewers included, just seeing like where this season goes. I think we're all very excited.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to ask you guys, so Mario and Tino were the ones that got those first impression roses that you just mentioned. Were there any other guys that you remember really surprised you that first night?
Oh my gosh, there were so many.
Yeah.
I remember being really impressed by Mario. His like entrance was so fun and funny. Jordan B, his race car, I remember thinking that was the coolest thing ever. There was just so many good conversations night one. There were so many great guys.
Yeah. The guys really brought their A game, I feel.
It was funny. We were going through the Bachelorette bios. We do that every season. We do like a breakdown and we just like judge the guys or the women
based on their fun facts.
Yeah, their fun
that get
facts
put on the website.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And we saw Jordan V. Sorry, and Fran was like, she was like, you think that Rachel might like him because she's a pilot and like he's got. And I was like, I guess. Like,
she kind of laughed at me, and then we watched the episode, and I was like, hello. I was like, look at them talking, bonding about adrenaline.
And I was
we're like
miles per hour.
Like, what am I doing? Like, this is the first impression, and I'm like, how many horsepower? He's like 11 horsepower. I'm like, damn, how do you have that many horses?
Yeah. I mean, she was right, though. I was like, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The Jacob came in on that horse, all slick back, Fabio / Thor looking combo. How were you guys able to keep a straight face having a conversation with him after the night started and he's just like sitting on a fur rug by a fireplace?
I know.
I didn't talk to him.
You just kind of have to lean in. This is our second time around. That's like the only thing that they really say, because it is a TV show. So there's things that are going, limo entrances.
Yeah.
We have each had our cringe moments on the show. So it's, you're in it.
Yeah.
So you just got to lean into the romance novel feel.
Yeah. Right. I think everybody's going to have those moments. Not everyone's going to be looking totally cool every second of the show.
You can't look cool. It's impossible.
Literally.
Of course, the trailer starts off, this end of episode trailer for the whole season. It hits you with happiness, and then it hits you with, this whole thing could fall apart, and who knows what's happened. Very, the classic season trailer. But we saw you guys clearly get to travel to a lot of amazing places this season, and there's one clip of you guys on a giant cruise boat.
Yeah.
What was that like? And had you been on cruises before? Because some people are very pro cruise and some people are very anti cruise.
Yes, we were on an amazing ship. It was really cool experience. I had never been on a ship before. Like, I'm not a cruise person. So yeah, that was first time for me.
Yeah, I've been on one before, so it's bringing me back.
Yeah.
First cruise ship love.
I feel like anybody who's been on a cruise has
a cruise ship love.
I have not, but I've heard every story of anybody
true.
on a cruise has like a cruise fling.
Yeah, it's weird.
You gotta have a cruise fling.
The environment is different. Yeah, we had a lot of cruise flings. Yeah. But
did you guys sleep on the ship?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Full cruise ship.
Really a lot of different things happening.
I love it. I know. It's like we said, it's a totally
shout out Virgin Voyages. Valiant ladies.
Yeah, Valiant ladies, our girl carried us through.
Oh my gosh. So what just like the perks of being the Bachelorette, right? You guys get to do all these cool things and do them together. What has been your favorite thing now, kind of in between? I know after you finish filming, you have to lay low for a while, but the last couple weeks, you've gotten to do some pretty cool things. What's been the most fun so far?
Oh my gosh, we've been having so much fun just traveling. We got to go to Nashville and New York and just really getting to hang out with my best friend, but get to like meet people. It's been just such a great time.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, like we keep saying, it's probably so annoying to other people, but it would be totally different if we were by ourselves, but having each other. And I feel like it brings a different energy from other people too. Interviewing us, it's been a lot more playful, which is nice because, you know, Rachel and I just mainly like to like mess around the whole time. Yeah.
And
it just makes it so much better.
Yeah, I agree.
think it helps being with somebody anyway to like get that energy out of you too, because I know when I'm around my friends, I'm like become my funnier self and you're like more energetic. And when you're by yourself, it's sometimes
I think we're way more funnier. I think we're way funnier when we are on the other side. People interview us when we're together compared to when we're by ourselves.
Just me and you on the podcast alone?
Yeah, no, I'm saying like no.
You're
when we're the I'm like no. When we're the guests, I know. But no, when we're the guests on other people's podcasts.
When we're the guests on other people's podcasts, you think
we're funnier together.
Yes.
Than when we do podcasts by ourselves.
Oh yes. Okay.
Sorry, that took a while to get to.
I'm sorry. I thought that you meant like when we just record our solo episodes. I was like, well, then no one would listen to our show if we weren't funny. No. But that's besides the point.
Anyway,
you get what we mean.
What else did I want to talk about with the limo? The meatball sandwich. Did you guys get to eat any of the meatball sandwich?
No, we didn't. Yeah, and I don't think we would want to.
Yeah, we don't.
It's probably old.
I am a sucker for a meatball sub though, so if I saw its inner fixings, then I would take a bite. But just looking at it can't be good.
It was probably a little old. It's been sitting around waiting to come out of that limo.
Right.
The boys were eating it all night too. I heard.
Yeah.
It was pretty much gone.
They were probably starving.
There were clips of them. There were clips of them eating at the sandwich.
Yeah,
listen,
I was surprised.
They don't care.
I don't blame
them.
And
like them holding it, it was like this big. It's like your mouth can't even fit on it.
I can imagine you're waiting around. You're like, I'm a little hungry. Like I'll eat anything at that point.
Yeah, honestly,
it's a very very long night.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap up with you guys, but of course anytime we have the Bachelor, the Bachelorette, the Bachelorettes on our show before a season starts, there's so much that can't be discussed because you guys know everything, but we don't. So as in the easiest way that you guys can, how would you describe how your seasons play out? And now in present day, how do you feel about how the show ended for you guys?
Well, double the drama, double the love. It's just such a wild ride. We had so much fun. We're excited for everyone to see it. Of course, we made mistakes along the way, but I mean, I don't have any regrets with how everything went.
Me either. Lots of ups and downs. Naturally, because you're on a journey to find love. Love is never clean cut. It's always messy, but always worth it.
Absolutely. And beautiful. And you guys are happy. And you guys are happy now.
We're both.
They always say they're happy.
I know, but I always have to ask.
No one ever says they're not happy.
I always have to. Look, you have to at least ask.
Yeah, and see how confidently they said it.
Exactly.
Thank you guys so much. We're so excited for this season, and we love that you guys have this great friendship, and we love just watching you guys do everything together.
Yeah, and hopefully when the season comes to an end, and you guys are in New York, we can do this in person because I think we'd have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yes,
That would be
absolutely.
fun. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.